A couple of days ago, I posted a video talking about how Fallout 4, the Capital Wasteland project, a mod aiming to recreate Fallout 3, or at least most of it, in Fallout 4's engine, is going to be continuing production. This after previous news that they chose to stop production when they found out they weren't able to port over some of the voice files from Fallout 3, but now they're going the route of actually re-recording everything. Well, with this news, a lot of people got pretty curious as to what's going on with a lot of the other mods, or larger DLC-size mods coming to Fallout 4. So I decided to make this video a new update as to where many of these mods stand and what kind of progress they've made over the past 5 or 6 months since the last time I posted a video like this. Of course, first up, we do have Fallout 4, the Capital Wasteland project. I just talked about this, and really the big news is they are resuming production. Along with that, they did share a ton of photos and images that I have shown you guys in some of those previous videos. And since that original news did come out, they actually got a plethora of new applications and people trying to sign up. On their Discord server right now, you can see a voice lines of people wanting to participate in the mod and actually provide voices for it. And in addition, they've already done a couple of live streams, so if you guys do want to check those out, I will have links to all of this down below and how you could follow them and keep up to date in real time. That's where the Fallout 3 remake stands, but what about the Fallout 4 remake, otherwise known as Fallout 4 New Vegas? In 2018, these guys posted a couple of really awesome trailers, some of the coolest trailers we saw for Fallout 4 modding ever. When it came to light that Bethesda wouldn't be allowing people to reuse voice lines from some of the older games, Fallout 4 New Vegas also had to take a different approach. They came out almost instantly saying that they're actually going to re-record everything, and one of these trailers showed us that re-recording isn't always awful, and in this case, it actually came out pretty well.
Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second, get your bearings?
And even though the idea of modders recreating all of the voice lines for an entire game sounded kind of sketchy at first, I think that trailer gave a lot of confidence to many people that were looking forward to it. Since then, we've actually gotten more trailers, one showing off the up-and-coming anti-material rifle that they are making and will be released for Fallout 4, but even beyond that, on their Facebook page, they've been posting pretty consistent updates on a weekly basis where you could see all kinds of various things they're working on. Some of it being general assets, things you do encounter as you walk throughout Fallout New Vegas' wasteland, but even beyond that, we also got to look at some of the creatures they are recreating from that game, and these look good, especially in Fallout 4's engine. Going back to Fallout New Vegas, things look pretty dated, and getting to see the updated models of a lot of these is really cool. But then also one that I know a lot of people get really excited for, that with weapons. Fallout New Vegas brought to the table a lot of really cool and unique weapons that we honestly never got back with some of the more modern Fallout games. And I would say in particular, one of the reasons so many people get excited for these is because oftentimes they'll release them as standalone mods for Fallout 4, which they have several of right now. And even beyond that, they showed off an NCR Ranger armor they are working on, this of course being pretty much one of the most iconic things from Fallout New Vegas. I mean, it was on the box art. And if all of that wasn't enough, they also have posted tons of landscape screenshots just showing off the world as they're creating it. So even though we haven't really seen too many trailers or even gameplays from the mod in the past little while, they certainly are accomplishing quite a bit and progressing quite steadily. Just yesterday, they actually set up their own subreddit, so that's another alternative for you to keep up to date. It seems like that subreddit's going to serve as an alternative to their Facebook page because, let's face it, not all of us love using Facebook. But what about Fallout Cascadia? This one not actually being a remake, but a totally original story, actually taking components of the lore from some of the other games, making it feel distinctively Fallout, but of course with its own twist. One of the big parts of that being it's going to take place in post-apocalyptic Seattle, a location that, although mentioned in several games, and even apparently a couple games are planned to take place at least somewhat there, it's really not too well explored in the Fallout lore, so it gives these guys a good slate to build something off of. This too is one of the longest surviving overhaul or DLC size mods coming to Fallout 4. Both it and Fallout Miami have been around for quite a while, and I would say both to some degree have withstood the test of time, something that all of the mods I've covered in this series can say. Fallout Cascadia posts pretty consistent updates on both their Twitter and Discord channels. They're on pretty much all of the major social medias, but I find those two to be the most convenient as far as actually getting some of these updates go. They've worked on a lot, showing off some really cool creatures. That's actually one of the coolest things I've seen as far as custom NPCs go. They have also shown off several other things they are working on their Discord and Twitter, and look at both because they always don't have the exact same things. The Discord in particular often has quite a few things that don't make it to Twitter. Earlier in 2018, they showed off a really cool trailer and revealed some of the major factions that are making a return here. But if you just want pure information on Fallout Cascadia, another YouTube channel known as the Fallout Handbook recently did an interview with some of the leads working on the project. They reveal a lot of really good information. I'll have a link to the video in the eye or in the description, but one of the interesting takeaways as to the question of when will this game be coming out, they respond,
Can we expect to play Fallout Cascadia?
Soon.
Soon.
I think not super soon, but soon.
Sooner than you think.
specifically citing it's not 6 to 8 years away. They too do pretty consistent live streams, with the last one just being a week ago, so you can follow some of those and actually see as they build out this world in real time. And for this one, they really haven't revealed too much about the story. We know some of the fundamentals, some of the factions that will be appearing, but this should hopefully be full of much more surprises when compared to some of the other remake overhaul mods we are getting. But then that brings us to Fallout Miami. This adding in, as you can probably guess, post-apocalyptic Miami into Fallout 4 is a totally new and playable world space. This one's going to be very similar to a DLC for Fallout 4, in the sense that you're kind of intended to use your existing character and just go to a new location. The most recent trailer for this mod got 5.7 million views, and with that, a ton of mainstream attention, both from really large news outlets and from other YouTubers alike. I wouldn't be shocked if quite a few of you have actually kept up to date with Fallout Miami. One of the big reasons for that is they actually post their own monthly recaps in video form on their YouTube channel. Kind of similar to what I used to do, except the person doing theirs sounds like this.
This video will feature a familiar friend, a desolate place for you to do your holiday shopping, and something that we do not condone using, for legal reasons.
And well, I sound like this. There's a clear winner here. Either way, these guys and girls have been pretty active since their major trailer and my last time covering them. Each month they do post one very large update with short descriptions on all of the new assets and content shared. They actually did their own take on Nuka World's Gator Claw, which looks significantly cooler and definitely more daunting. Florida and Miami itself are of course very well known for their alligator presence, but even beyond that, we get some other sea life and creatures. Seemingly, these guys are actually taking advantage of their water rather than how it was handled in Fallout 4's Commonwealth with just a massive empty and dead area. And with that in mind, many of the screenshots and assets we have seen posted are around the water component of this. One such thing being a miner faction that is pirate themed. These guys are known as the Rovers, again being a miner faction, and taking home or refuge in Captain Squally's Bar and Grill, and they even show off their leader with Captain Billiam. And yes, he is a kid, that is not an adult. I've always had a soft spot for pirates, but I'm pretty biased here, but this just sounds awesome and like it's going to be a ton of fun, really tying into the rest of the Miami feel. And of course, one of the staples of this mod, one of the real reasons I feel like I covered it originally, was the world space. They're truly creating a beautiful map on the Miami coast. It looks awesome, it looks like it's going to be a ton of fun to explore and actually discover the secrets of, all while playing some of the main quests and story. Again, if you guys do want to keep up to date with this one, a really good resource is just subscribing to their YouTube channel. I will have it linked down below. But then transitioning into some of these smaller overhaul mods that we are still getting. Not to say they aren't high quality, but they just haven't gotten as much attention as some of these other ones. First and foremost, we do have Wars, otherwise known as the Weapon Edition replacement suite for Fallout 4. I've talked about this mod several times on the channel, and it has made a lot of progress over that time. Basically, what it's going to do is replace a lot of the otherwise boring and mundane weapons in Fallout 4 with more interesting alternatives, and add in some stuff in categories that were otherwise kind of desolate. But even beyond that, it really is kind of just a big weapon overhaul. It's going to make things a bit more realistic, it's going to change the way weapon modification works to some extent, going to make ammo a bit more realistic, as well as some of the mechanics of certain guns. As far as where it stands right now, it seems like as far as weapons go, they actually have a really long list. Most of these being largely feature complete outside of animations. Over the past couple of months, we have seen several videos showing off some of the previously shown weapons now with their custom animations, and it looks great. This one isn't necessarily in the same vein as some of the other mods I did show you, but it still is going to be massive for Fallout 4, where the gunplay is one of the best parts of the game. Then we do have Fallout Liberty HE double hockey stick. YouTube's algorithm isn't a huge fan of that particular word. What this mod is going to be adding in is a post-apocalyptic version of Philadelphia, and honestly, it was pretty quiet in 2018. They've made tons of progress over the past couple of years, showing off full videos of their world space, some of the new assets they created, and even some of the creatures. It definitely looks cool and I'm excited for this one. But since my last coverage around summer of 2018, there hasn't been too much news except for 2 weeks ago where they actually posted a really cool looking video of the world space. I'll have a full link to this video down below, but it really is high quality, showing just how much work they've actually accomplished and of course the actual quality of said work. Outside of that, there's not too many details known about the mod. Again, it is Philadelphia, so you could kind of infer some stories that could go along there. But then last but not least, we do have Fallout London, the newest mod on this list. These guys posted a teaser trailer in October of 2018, and it only seemingly was started in 2018. Since that teaser trailer, there hasn't been a ton of new news around it, but on their Discord server, they are pretty consistently sharing updates around the mod, and several of the images that have been posted do inspire confidence, at least in me. It definitely looks like if this does end up getting completed, it'll be pretty cool. And even though it does appear as if it's pretty young in development, it does have the saving grace that the next Fallout game is likely many years away at this point, so it will have some time to actually get its legs. Either way, those are 7 of the bigger overhaul mods coming to Fallout 4. If you feel like I missed a certain mod, it could just be that it didn't really meet my criteria for a DLC sized mod, or even beyond that, it could just be too young. There are several mods that I want to see actually survive the test of time, at least somewhat, before I cover them on the series, or alternatively, I might have just missed it. So if that's the case, feel free to message me on Discord or even leave a comment about it. Either way, hopefully you guys found this video informative. It definitely was a ton of fun to make. I know many of you guys have been wanting updates on pretty much all of these mods since I haven't been posting upcoming mods for a while now.